everyone. This is Winston and I'm Dottie, Stitching Scotty, and we'd like to welcome you to our Flosstube today. It is October the 26th, 2024, and this is video number 189. Wow. So, if you're just joining us, we love to share a craft. And this is Striker. He's my little ham. He loves to be on Flosstube. And it's all about the treats. He's just been dying to get up here. But anyway, enough about the dogs. We just like to share everything that we do. And I hope you see something that you like and that you'll be sure and watch us over and over again. I have some past fully finished items. I have 4 fully finished items this week. I have a new start and I also have some whips, and I didn't stitch on a lot of different things this week. I kind of kept it low so I could, because I didn't have a lot of stitchy time, so I just stitched on 2 things. I didn't stitch on any whip go this month. Yeah, but it's okay, you know, it's helped me get along. But anyway, we had a question last time. It was very interesting. I asked how you thread your needle. Are you a licker, a needle threader, just a poker or sticker, or do you lick it and stick it, or do you fold it? So what I got was, I got so many different answers, but the number 1 answer was a tie. But I'm going to say the lickers win, because lickers got 6 and lick and stick got 6. So that makes 12 people that lick their needles. Then we had 4 people that use a needle threader, and we also had 4 that fold the thread and then stick it through the needle. We had a folder and a licker. We had one of those. Then we had a licker and a needle threader. And then we had you put the thread on your finger and rub the needle eye over it, and they said it just pops in. I have got to try that. That would be like a miracle. And I'm glad it works for you though. I hope it works for me. And then we have one person that does all of the above. Then we have one person that slides the eye of the needle over the floss, and no, we had 2 people that slide the needle over and it pops right in. So that's going to be interesting. And we had one that does everything, but she doesn't fold it. So she licks it and she sticks it and uses needle threaders. So there you go. I thought that was very, very interesting. So most of the time I fold it over my I fold it and stick it through the needle. The only time I use a needle threader is when I have a beading needle, because those number 10s are kind of small. All right. Or if I'm using chronic or some kind of pearl cotton or something, I'll use a needle threader, because let me tell you, licking is not good with that. Anyway. So, and I really enjoyed reading all the comments. That was so interesting. It was so much fun. So we'll have another question, but I'll have to think of it first. So I'll tell you that later on in the video, and I'd like for you to comment to that. Okay, we're going to do things a little bit different this time, because I'm afraid I'll forget if I don't do it first. Okay, I did watch a couple of Flosstubes, and I didn't have a lot of time, but they were very good. I really enjoy watching Flosstube. I always enjoy watching Lena and Roberta, I swear. The Sable Stitchers, they are a hoot. And this time they had their little Halloween hats on, and they were so cute. I had to watch it in 3 separate times, though, because I didn't have a lot of time. Then I also watched Sherry, the Colorado cross stitcher. She had some really, really good ideas this time. And she always does 3 special things. And I thought that was really good. Enjoyed those. And her stitching was very, very nice, as usual. And then I watched Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. And I found out by watching her Flosstube that she has an Etsy shop. I knew she was going to start one, but I didn't. But then my power went out and blah, 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 you know, all that. But anyway, so now that I'm back on the grid and stuff, I thought I would share Nancy's, the Disorderly Stitchers Etsy shop. So that was, yes, very, it is going to be very interesting. Okay. So let's see. Okay, this is what her page looks like. She's called the Disorderly Stitcher. It says to help you stitch what you want when you want, and it's supplies for stitching your favorite projects. Now, she makes her own project bags, and she also has other items in the shop, and they vary depending on, you know, what season it is and stuff like that. So right now, she has some Halloween patchwork project bags, and they are just adorable. Look at that. Aren't those just beautiful? So if you want one, you need to hurry on over because she's only got 5 left. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Then she also makes the cutest project cards. They're very colorful. They've got the design, the designer, the fabric color, the fabric count, the start date, the finish date, and the finish that you did for it. You can put all that on this card. Look how pretty that looks. And there's a pack of those. And she has, okay, this one didn't take very well. She has a sunflower bag, a bunch of sunflower bags. Then she has some pink vintage Halloween vinyl project bags. Aren't those cute? And her bags are well made. They've got little zipper pulls on them, and they've got the little tag that she's the Disorderly Stitcher. She also has Autumn Flowers vinyl front project bag. Aren't those cute? So pretty soon she'll be having some more because she'll be making a lot more. So be sure and check out Nancy the Disorderly Stitcher on Etsy, and I will link that below. And be sure and buy one of her project bags. If you buy 3 items from her, you do get a discount. So, you know, and Nancy's a really good friend and a floss tuber also. So you need to be sure and watch her floss tube and keep up with what she's doing. So that way you'll kind of have a heads up on what's in her shop. Because she showed a bunch of project bags, so a lot of them are already gone. Excuse me. Okay, I'm back. I had to cough. Okay, the next thing I want to share, and then we'll get down to the nitty gritty here, is the free pattern. This is on Instagram, and it's inspired by Michelle Rhea. And it says, "My end of thread I shall not waste." And I thought this was very, very pretty. Isn't that beautiful? So if you go on Instagram, I will link that below, and you can, it's got the pattern on there, so you can do it, you know, you can print it off, or you can, you know, put it on your iPad or whatever, or phone for a PDF. So there you go. So I just think that's just really pretty, and I love these colors. And look at this border up here. I mean, it's so many pretty colors. So I like that. So I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I didn't forget those. Okay, and the next thing that we're going to talk about are my past fully finished objects. Okay, the first one is, they're both Halloween related since this is October. And because of the hurricane and all the no power and the all the extra work we had to do in the yard and in the house, and, you know, throwing out the food and everything, I didn't get my Halloween stuff put up. So these are just things I found easy. And this is Trick or Treat from, Shepherd's Bush. And the buttons are from Just Another Button Company. And this is on a 28 count of some kind of green over-dyed fabric. I thought it was so, so pretty. Let's see. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. But And I used all the call for threads. And I did it so long ago, I can't even tell you what the threads are. So, but I just thought that witch was cute, and that cat. I don't know why, but I love black cats at Halloween. I just think they're just awesome. So, that's one. All right, and then the next finish I had is Halloween Rules by Lizzie Kate. And you can get this at 123 Stitch, or you can get it at your local needlework shop if they still happen to have some Lizzie Kate patterns, because some needlework shops do still have some. And this, oh goodness, is it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up close. And it says Halloween Rules at the top. Now this part, it was on the Lizzie Kate website. You have to get that part off the website. And the little patterns came two to a card. And the first one was wear a costume, and then eat candy, and then visit a haunted house, scare a crow, carve a pumpkin, stay up late, mind your mummy. I thought that was so cute. I think that's what it says. Yeah, mind your mummy. Then sit for a spell, brew some fun, greet a ghost, howl at the moon, be spooktacular. Isn't that cute? And I liked the frame because it just looked like, you know, it reminded me of Frankenstein. I just guess it was the bolty thing. So, all right, and this is on 28 count, some kind of even weave. I guess it's a Lugana, I'm not sure. And I used all the call for threads. And that's my finish on that one. Okay, and so those are my two fully finished objects. The next thing I had were my fully finished objects that I just finished. I went to Friendstitch, their Zoom that they had last fall, or maybe it was before. I don't know, but it's one of the previous ones. I think it was one of the last ones. And she had this little crow pattern, and it was in a hoop. And I thought, yeah, I need some, I'm running out of wall space, so I need something else. So I made mine into a pillow. And this was just a piece of fabric I had in my stash, I think. And it's 28 count. And I used the Weeks Dye Works that they had. And I just thought it was really, really cute. And I had this piece of fabric with the birds, the crows on it. And I thought, oh, that's good. We'll put a murder of crows with the crow. And then I used a piece of old thimbleberry fabric that I had in the back. So it wouldn't look Halloween-y. I could use it for fall, or I could use it for Halloween. And I just stuffed it with polyfill. And that's it. So I was really proud of this. And I used 2 strands over 2. So I really like that one. And I can leave that one out till Christmas decoration comes up. Then the next thing I stitched was, and this had laid around for a little bit, and it's called In the Rhythm of the Needle, and it's by the Colorado Cross Stitcher. And if you go on her website, you know, like her shop, you can go in there, and she has patterns that she has printed or that she has designed, and this is one of them. And it says, in the rhythm of the needle, there is peace for the soul. So I stitched this on a piece of linen that I had, and it's on 36 count. And there's the 2 birds sitting on the thread. And then I put some rickrack on here that I had from Lady Dots. And then I had this piece of fabric in my stash. I guess I got it in a fat quarter swap or something at Quilt Guild. And I just did the back like this. And it'll go in a tier tray or a dough bowl. but I really like this. And I only used one strand of thread, and I used, I don't remember what I used. I think I used all the call for threads except for the blue. I didn't like the blue she had, so I picked a different blue. So anyway, that's that finish. Okay, then you remember the hands-on design costume party that we had. You also got another little graph, and it was called Boo. And so I saw this on Etsy where somebody had made it into like a little candy wrapper, and I thought this would be really cute. This is laid here for, well, since the costume party. And you know, I was like, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? And when I saw that, I'm like, oh yeah. So what I did was I sewed a piece of the fabric on the back that I was going to use, and sewed some on the ends, and then I just hemmed it at the ends, and I stuffed it in the bottom and sewed it shut, and then just tied these bows on there, and that's my finish. And this is on 28 count linen. I have no clue what it is. It was something I had in my stash, and it wasn't labeled. And I used all the call for threads that Kathy Haberman of Hands On Design used. And I think those little candy corns are just too cute. And I think I'm going to do another one just because it's cute. And I might do it on a different color fabric, you know, or a different color linen, and then use some different color thingy. Anyway, fabric to make it. But I thought this was cute. It's just Halloweeny, and it was quick, you know. All right, and my last fully finished object is Primrose Cottage Stitches. You know, I finally finished the Toil and Trouble, and I thought, I've got to have this up by Halloween. So I went down on my little shelf in the garage, and I found this, and I think I got this at Target, in the Target dollar spot. Every now and then our Target dollar spot has good stuff, but here lately, not so much. But this is what I did with it. And the little buttons, I got in a button pack, and I would say I either got them at Joann's or, you know, Michael's or Hobby Lobby. Probably Hobby Lobby or Joann's. But it was just a little button pack, and all these little buttons came out of the same pack. And I just glued them on with Eileen's clear glue. And I had a piece of orange fabric with spiders on it. And I just put these on comic board and glued it down. After I painted this black, this was the Dead and Breakfast Inn, and it said something about no vacancy or vacancy or something. Anyway, but I painted over all that and just made it black. And I just used acrylic paint. And I left it just like this. And I may take a piece of sandpaper and just kind of, you know, antique-y look at or something. I might do that. But for right now, it's going to be like this. And it was only $3 at the Target dollar spot. Yeah. So anyway, that's my finish on that one. And then whatever the buttons cost. And I think they were like $2 or $3 a pack. So, yay. And this is on 28 count. And I want to say it's Stormy Night. And I used 2 strands over 2 of all the call for threads. So there you go. Okay, now we're going to talk about, ooh, that's not good. Let's not do that. Okay, now I would also like to talk about, I went today to Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City, Tennessee. Dolores and I did, and we had a wonderful time. And I purchased the 2 fundraising patterns for the town of Marshall, North Carolina, for the disaster relief. 100% of the cost of these patterns are going to the fund to the disaster relief in the town of Marshall, which is the town that Sandra is from, that owns the shop, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. She had Annie the Proper Stitcher design a pattern, and Bonnie, the Nebby Needle, design a pattern. And Annie designed Go Tell It on the Mountain. So I picked up my pattern, and there was about 3 colors I didn't have. So I picked those up also. And I think that's so cute. I love that hem at Christmas too. And you know, I love the mountains because that's where I'm from. So I wanted to make sure I picked this up. Then I also picked up Appalachian Strong by the Nebby Needle. And they have plenty of patterns there. And I love this pattern also. And she uses Weeks Dye Works on this one. And they are beautiful patterns. Whether you live in the mountains or not, you know, you could buy these and give them to a friend that does live in the mountains. Or if you didn't want to put Appalachian Strong, you could put something strong that you're, you know, thinking about, that you need to like be strong about. But you need to call Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City, Tennessee to order these. And you can get them PDF or you can get them paper copies like I did. And I like paper copies because when your power goes out and your battery runs down, you can't stitch if it's a PDF. So you can always count on paper unless it blows away when you're outside. But anyway, but I just wish that y'all would call Cross Stitch and Country Crafts. Call before the end of the month, because after the end of the month, I don't know if they're going to donate any more of the proceeds or how much of the proceeds. I don't know how long this is going on, but I do know it goes on the whole entire month of October. And those people really need your help. When we were up there, it took us an extra hour and a half to get there because part of the interstate was closed and we had to detour around because it had so much debris that had washed on the interstate. So please pray for all the people in Western Carolina and Eastern Tennessee. They need your prayers. They need your assistance. Don't forget them because it's really bad up there still. There's still people, you know, that don't have water, you know, so anyway, but moving right along, I will link that below. And thank you so much, Annie, the Proper Stitcher. Thank you so much, Bonnie from the Nebby Needle. And thank you, Sandra, and all your staff for all your kindness today. She has a wonderful shop. If you've never been, you need to go. She's got an elevator that'll take you to the 2nd floor. And poof, it opens up, and there you are. And if you like Shepherd's Bush, Bent Creek, and some of the other designers, and if you need some fabric, you need to go there. And she's got pearl cotton. So be sure and go there. And you know all those cute little bags from Shepherd's Bush that have come out? She's got just about all of them. And the buttons and everything. So be sure and check that out. Because, and they're so, so nice. They really are. All right. So now, my works in progress. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Okay, the first one I'm going to show you is, no, it's going to be a new start. Yeah. Okay, this is from Praiseworthy Stitches, and I picked this up because it was so small, and it's new, and it's called Creepy Spider Kit, and there it is. Is that not too cute? Okay, there is enough in this little tin now, and they had this piece of cardboard, and of course the pattern was folded up like this, and put in this little bag with the tin, and everything was there. I don't even know what kind of cloth this is. All I know is it's an ivory colored, and it doesn't say what count it is, but I would say it's probably 32 count. I really would. But anyway, this is how much I've got done. I've got the 2 pumpkins. There's going to be 4 jack-o'-lanterns here. And this is the spider body right there. And then there's a border around it and some bats. And poof, it's done. And then what I do is I put it on, I mount it on that piece of cardboard with some padding, which they did not include. And there's also stuff in here to make the scissor fob. I mean, what a deal. And there's the little, even the little ribbon that goes around, the spider ribbon is in here. So, I mean, just great. So, hopefully this will be finished by next week, because surely I can get this done. In all the extra time. I've had to work a lot lately, and this week looks kind of hectic too. So, hopefully things will slow down just a bit, because I'm a tired girl. But, she tea-dyed her fabric. I did not. What I do is I have some kind of antiquing spray, and after I finish mine, if I decide I want to do that, I'll probably like take a Q-tip and put some on it and do something with it, but I hadn't really decided yet. But there's French knots in this, and there's some back stitches, and the rest of it's just X's. And this was just about an hour's work, if that. But that was all the time I had yesterday, and then I fell asleep. Okay, and it's even got the finishing instructions on here for the scissor fob and everything. And they use dental floss for the scissor fob, like for the threads and stuff. Oops. So anyway, yeah, see, I dropped something. It happens every time. So anyway, hopefully that will be a fully finished item next week. But don't hold your breath. Okay, the next thing I stitched on was from Primrose Cottage Stitches, and it's no tricks, just treats. That is just the cutest pillow, and I wanted to have this done by Halloween, but something tells me this is not going to be happening. So anyway, this is on 32 count. What is this stuff? Well, I better not say, but for some reason I think it's from Forbidden Fiber Co. But anyway, I'm using all the call for threads, which are DMCs, and they stitched theirs on Stormy Night. I just picked the closest thing I had to Stormy Night, and I didn't get a lot more done, but I did get a little bit done. So see, I'm making progress. I got the house finished. I got the flowers started. And hopefully I'll get this finished by next week also. I'm not saying it'll be fully finished, but hopefully. And I'm using 2 strands over 2. But this was just the cutest thing. And I've even got an extra pattern to go with it. It's, oh goodness. Nowhere to be found. Oh no, wait a minute. No, that's not it. I do not know where it is as I twirl the camera around so you get a tour of my craft room. Oh. But anyway, no tricks, just treats. And I need to put the word just in here. But I'm kind of doing by colors. And I'm using 2 strands over 2. But yeah, I'm really enjoying doing this, and it's very portable. I've carded it everywhere. So, you know, like, oh, I'll have a minute. I can stitch this. Yeah. Okay, and yet again, I have been working on the Lord's Prayer. We go from Halloween to the Lord's Prayer. You know, what can I say? All right, so this is it, and it's by Stoney Creek. And as y'all know, this is for my daughter's graduation present that she graduated earlier this year. And yeah, Mom did not think she was going to graduate that quick. No, she did not. But this is the most beautiful Lord's Prayer that I've ever seen. Look at all those different borders and designs. And I'm down here. Yay, look at this. Only got this much more to go. Hallelujah. I mean, no offense. I love this stitch, but it's like, I'm a squirrel. I just go from one little thing to another little thing. But anyway, this is on 32 count. No, 32 count. Don't remember again. I am so sorry. I need to start writing this down on my pattern. But I'm going to show you what I've got done. Okay, you've seen this if you've been watching my channel very much. Look at all those beautiful colors. And what I did was I went back and I fixed the S and added the word after that and then put this in. I've still got to do a couple little things there. And I put these two words in, and then I came down and put the word power and started on glory. And there's something I need to do here. Oh yeah, it's more little writing here. I've got to do there and there. But it was back stitch and it was with a different color. And I was stuck on this, the swamp water color that I'm using instead of espresso, which is the only color I swapped out. But I'm using 2 strands over 2, 1 strand for the back stitch. But I just think this is so pretty. I will not be stitching it again for myself though, because I have too much other stuff I want to stitch. I just keep looking at everything and going, oh, I want to stitch this. I want to stitch this. You should see me today. I was like, oh, I want to start this. I want to start that. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. I've got to get this finished because, yeah, it's not going to keep dragging on. So, evidently I have finished Iris. Who knew? Okay, so let's talk about plans. What do I plan to do besides finish the Lord's Prayer? And you know I have to have something else to work on because one thing is not enough. It used to be, but it's not anymore. So anyway, I had a friend, a sweet, sweet, dear friend, and I'm not going to say her name because I didn't ask her if I could. I want to, though, because she is so sweet. And she's like, you know, we need to start this together and do this. And she was talking about the Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut. And I knew I had bought this book, but I was like, where is this book? And I couldn't find my book, couldn't find my book. So I was going to pick out some fabric and everything, but I thought, well, I can't pick out the fabric till I find my book. Well, lo and behold, she goes ahead and she starts. And she picked out, and I've shown you this once before if you've seen it. And no, I've not stitched anymore on it, but this is something I've got to stitch. 36 count nutmeg by Color and Cotton. And she started stitching on it. She says, you know, this is just not working. I just don't want to stitch this anymore. And I looked at her and I said, you've got to be kidding. I said, look at all you've got stitched. I said, it looks great. Well, I'm just going to have to do something else, she says. And I said, well, what are you going to do with it? She says, I don't know. She says, do you want it? And I said, sure. So, I took it. And this is how much she's got stitched. Oh, goodness. Already. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And she did her own color conversion. And she's already got the border already started. She's using 1 strand over 2 threads. But look at that jack-o'-lantern. And those cats. So anyway, I'm going to join a couple of other people, which I can't remember who they are right now. I'm so sorry. And I just watched their Flosstube yesterday. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to join them in a stitch along. And I will tell you more about it next week. But anyway, I'm going to start stitching on that. And it doesn't matter if it's Halloween or not. I'm just going to start stitching on that and have different things from different seasons. So I don't just always just stitch just Halloween or just Thanksgiving or just Christmas. I would like to do like a bunch of things. Plus, I'm also going to do my either Go Tell It on the Mountain or Appalachian Strong. I'm going to start one of those. And hopefully I will finish my cute little pattern, my little sewing kit here, HU. So that would be nice. And who knows what else I may throw in there. So, and I might accidentally have some fully finished items because I do have some in a box that I can pluck out. But thank you so much for joining me. And I apologize for being so chatty. I've had too much caffeine today. I tried that new Arnold Palmer strawberry half and half tea. It was really good. I think I drank way too much. But anyway, until next time, hopefully next week, I hope y'all have fun stitching and stitch all the things. It doesn't matter how many whips you have. It doesn't matter how much stash you have. If it makes you happy, it makes you happy. And you know, if you don't start it, you can't finish it. So have a great day. And I forgot the question. Oh my goodness. All right. What is your favorite season to stitch? And I'm just going to leave it there. So please comment below and we'll see what the answer is next week. Thanks so much. And thank you so much for this idea, Jennifer and Carol, from the Two Tall Stitchers. I really appreciate it. Be sure and go watch their Flosstube too, because they have a lot of interesting projects to see and they're beautiful. All right, until next week, Winston, Stryker, and I tell you goodbye.